Today I'm going to show you how to make the most delicious crusty sourdough rolls. They're perfect for any meal. Hi, I'm Sune and I'm a food geek. Today I'm going to show you how to make super delicious rolls made with sourdough starter. They have a super crunchy exterior and a soft interior. They can be made plain, but I will usually put seeds on them, which gives them extra crunch and a wonderful taste. I'll show you my two favorites. If you're new to this channel, I bake a lot of sourdough bread and I make delicious food from all over the world. If you want to see more of this content, please join me by subscribing and ringing the bell so you won't miss any future videos. The dough for these rolls is not very different from a regular sourdough bread dough. What's going to be different is the shaping and the baking. I'm using 80% bread flour and 20% rye flour. If you'd like, you can substitute the rye flour with your favorite flour, or if you really want a white bun, you can just use 100% bread flour. The hydration is 70%. If you don't have a very absorbent bread flour, you may want to take the hydration to 60 or 65%. If you're not sure, start by mixing it with 60% hydration. If the dough seems very dry, you can add 5% more water, and if you then feel it can take more, you can go to 70%. The inoculation, meaning the amount of starter to flour, is 20%. Right now it's summer here in Denmark and we're having a heat wave. If you don't want the fermentation to go very fast, you can lower the inoculation. Be aware that if you lower the inoculation, you will also be lowering the hydration because there's water in your starter. You can use my bread calculator to change the inoculation without changing the weight or the hydration. Follow the card above. The salt content is just shy of 2%. If you like it salty, you can go to 3%. If you worry about your salt intake, you can take it out completely. If you'd like to support the channel, please consider becoming a member at Patreon. You can also buy some merch or use the links in the description for tools and ingredients. Those were the words. This is the recipe. There's a link in the description for the written recipe on my blog. To a bowl add 423 grams of bread flour, 106 grams of rye flour, 10 grams of salt. Mix it all together. Then add 106 grams of sourdough starter, fed and grown to its peak. And 355 grams of water. If you're not sure about the absorption of your bread flour, start with 296 grams of water. This will be 60% hydration. If it feels dry, add 30 more grams of water. And if you feel like it can take more, you can add up to 30 grams more to get to 70%. Mix it until all of the flour has been hydrated. Then put it into a bulking container. Level the top of the dough. And mark the top with a whiteboard marker. Then let the dough ferment until it's grown by 25%. This is how my dough looked after the fermentation. Then divide the dough into 10 equally sized pieces.
Then shape each piece into a ball. No pre-shaping is needed. I have a small bench scraper for this type of work, but a regular sized one should do fine. Put them on a piece of parchment paper on a baking sheet. I floured it a bit, but that's mostly because this baking paper that I got is very sticky, and I'm just not gonna let it go to waste. Once they're all shaped, prepare some plastic wrap that's big enough to cover all of the rolls. Spray it with some baking spray so that it won't stick to the buns. Then let them rise for an hour. While the rolls are final proofing, heat your oven to 260 degrees Celsius, 500 degrees Fahrenheit, the baking steel and a pan for steaming at the bottom. Then when the hour is up, grab the rolls and remove the plastic wrap. Boil a kettle of water so that it's ready for when you bake. Then put something on the rolls to make them sticky. I use some egg spray, but you can just spray with water, it'll be fine. Then I mix some toppings. The first one is called salt and pepper. It's sesame seeds and chia seeds, and it's seasoned with a bit of actual salt and pepper. Nothing crazy, but enough to taste it. The other one is one of my favorite combinations, poppy seeds and sunflower seeds. First I put on some sunflower seeds. And then I sprinkle the roll with poppy seeds. That way, they'll both stick to the roll. Put the baking sheet into the oven. Pour boiling water into the pan. And close the oven. Bake for 10 minutes. Then remove the steaming pan and turn the heat down to 230 degrees Celsius, 450 degrees Fahrenheit, and bake for another 15 minutes or until the rolls are super crispy. Then take the rolls out of the oven. And let them cool on a wire rack. Or you could just put them in a basket and serve them right away. Remember, lots of butter. Want to see just how gorgeous these rolls are?
Don't they just look awesome? Right out of the oven and straight to the breakfast table. Yum. You can also seed the dough if you want. Just make sure you soak the seeds so that they don't draw moisture out of the dough. I hope you learned something today. See you next time.